We open with another gift from the Vault of Silliness with a Norm Nathan Show Dumb Birthday Game Norm Nathan Show from December 10th and 11th, 1993. The title of this latest installment of merriment is Big Words, Fancy Ad-libs, and Punning Around the Christmas Tree. Sid Whittaker producing, and I'm hanging around in the studio, quietly for the most part, if you can believe that. Well, until the Dumb Birthday Game, but that's to be expected. Get your pencils ready, as here comes the lineup. Pre- and post-game callers. Bob Coffey talking about George Shearing, who just happened to be the guest the previous hour or so. Nutty Pat, but this time it's the most surprising conversation. Another classic with Robert from Everett. Kevin in Dorchester, Tony from Swampscott, Betty in Sudbury, and we close with an entertaining call from John in Lowell. But before that last call, we have a dumb birthday game from December 11th that begins with some Bob Raleigh impressions. The players: Al, John from Charlestown, Jenny in Plymouth, Mark, Sid Whittaker, I'm in studio, Jack in traffic. The birthdays: Rita Moreno, Brenda Lee, Jermaine Jackson, Carlo Ponte, Terry Garr, Donna Mills, and John Kerry. And a date in history. In what year did Boston's Bijou Theater become the first American playhouse to be lighted exclusively by electricity? And because it is the season of giving, I've included the ABC News with Bob Aronson and the WBZ News with Darrell Gould. Our cup continues to runneth over with regards to commercials. Norm reads a Heritage radio spot. We hear about the auction for Children's Hospital, this time at the Liberty Tree Mall. Silver City and Barbossa's Auto World. It's a weird one. The New Hampshire State Liquor Commission. Norm reads a spot for the National Credit Group, not once, but twice. Triple Action Gold Bond with Jim Brown from Grand Prairie, Texas. The Huntington Theater, Rich Chocolate Ovaltine, and ADT Home Security. And a real bonus here is Norm's Hungarian Gypsy Princess grandmother imitating Arthur Godfrey. Or was it the other way around? Episode 213, Big Words, Fancy Ad-libs, and Punning Around the Christmas Tree pronounces its way to your ears in 3, 2, and 1.
There was. In fact, I don't remember if he's still playing now or not. But anyway, George did tour in various parts of the country, and he was booked one time with the quintet, with Denzel playing drums and so forth, at a spot somewhere in the southern climes. And somebody came up to him. They said, well, didn't you know that your drummer is colored? He said, no, I didn't. What color is he?
That sounds like George.
That's George.
Although that's one of his better jokes, as most of them are pretty awful.
Oh, boy, yeah. But he has such an undying appreciation of the person behind the music of anybody's talent, you know. I mean, whether you sing or whether you play trumpet or you play drums.
I know, because you're talking about, you know, who recorded first or who first met Frank Sinatra. Actually, George has worked with just about everybody in the entire world, or have been on everybody's show.
Oh, yeah.
You know, from Ed Sullivan to the Steve Allen show to the old Merv Griffin. You know, so he says he knows just about everybody. Anyway, I'm sure they're prouder probably to meet him than he was to meet them. I don't know. I mean, this is an incredibly talented man.
Oh yeah, and always so quick with the mind.
Yeah.
In fact, Don Thompson, who was the bass man that preceded Neil Swainson, to begin with, first of all, Neil comes from Canada, as you probably know.
Yes.
And he is a bass man who has played with the Boss Brass as well as Ed Bigger Trio and so forth. Well, Don Thompson preceded him, and Don not only plays bass, but he plays piano as well as vibes. And when he was with George, they used to do a lot of two piano things. And I got to know Don along with some of the other Canadian musicians in Rob McConnell's band and so forth. And Don said to me one time, he said, the greatest lesson and the greatest experience of learning in my life was the years that I spent with George Shearing.
Oh, that's nice.
You think you know harmony, but George has more substitute chord ideas than anybody he had ever met.
So that's nice.
I'm taking an awful lot of your time. You're most patient with me.
Well, what the heck? You're an old guy, and, you know, and I know how it is with old people. No, it's always a pleasure to talk with you, Bob, and I really thank you very much, and I wish you good luck.
Okay, I'm going to get in on the next time you have a contest there about music, you know, jazz and stuff like that. I got a new question for you, so I'm waiting when you're going to spring that again. I'm going to jump on the phone.
I can tell I'm going to be. I'm not going to get it. I can tell just by the.
Oh no! You the last time I asked you, remember about the Western star that recorded with Stan Kenton, and you gave me too quick an answer because you came up with the correct answer when you thought about it for a little bit.
Oh, well, kind of like what we used to call cowboy singers.
Yeah.
Was that Tex Ritter?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, hey, I answered that twice, and I forgot. I forgot that I hit it the first time.
Okay.
That's right. I'd forgotten. Hey, Bob. Okay, we'll be doing probably another one of those things. Probably maybe the week after next, I think, because I'll be sitting in for Bob Raleigh that week, so I'll be on the whole week.
Okay.
We may do another music quiz at that time.
How would you like to co-host a jazz show?
Sounds like fun.
Well, I'll give you an open invitation, okay?
Anytime. Just send me a note. Tell me what you want me to do, and I'd love to do it.
Well, I mean, coming up live, you know, picking music if you want.
Where do you... Tell me, where are you?
Well, every Sunday morning, my regular gig is 6 a.m. to 12 noon out of Brattleboro, Vermont.
Boy. That's... Because I'm working here all night the night before, as well as, you know...
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
So I'd have to leave immediately and drive to Brattleboro, which is in the southern part of Vermont. I know, but it's still. No, I have a nephew and stuff that live in Williamstown, which is not too far from there.
That's right.
But that's way across the state. And
yeah, I know. It's a good probably 125 miles from where you are.
Yeah, physically, I don't think I could make it in that short a time.
Okay, well, maybe you could tape a few jokes that I could.
No, because I'd love to. I'd love to be working with you on that. Sounds like a great deal of fun. And I don't get to do jazz. Maybe you noticed that I had George on for an hour and a half, and I never played one of his records.
I know.
Because we don't even have a music license.
I know. The ASCAP license is gone, huh?
Yeah.
BMI, too.
Yeah, I can't play music.
Yeah.
Except our theme music.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bob, maybe we can do something else, but it's always a pleasure to talk with you.
I'll be in touch, Norman. Thank you so much for the company and,
all that kind of stuff.
As always.
Okay, Bob. Bye-bye. It's Bob Coffey. Do you need a Visa Metro Mall in Danvers that Sunday afternoon? Would you drop by and say, "Hi, Norm. I'd like to bid heavily so I can help the kids at Children's Hospital." That's children. The Liberty Tree Mall. Did I tell you the time? 2 to 4 Sunday afternoon, 2 to 4 at the Liberty Tree Mall. Thank you just so much. Be kind of fun to see the Liberty Tree Mall. By the way, they just redone the whole place, added to it, and all that kind of stuff. I think it's so nice, I may just put on a clean shirt and everything. Hey, I don't care, man. I'm pulling out all stops. Okay, we'll take some calls right after this.
Just wait.
Well, I'm half asleep just talking.
But Norm, I'd like to ask you. I can ask you this question also. I think.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced the tingle of a chandelier, a crystal chandelier, while practicing or playing the piano?
Very often, I do that very often.
Oh, you do. Oh, you have also.
Yes, because I play the piano.
What I'd like to ask you then is, do you attribute that to the touch on the keys, to the tone? Or is it something that has repeated happened repeatedly? Say probably with the same measures.
Yes, I would say yes to all of that. I do play the piano at home, as you know. I have a grand piano that's about 10 feet long, and a chandelier that measures about 7 feet, I think, across and hangs down very low. Fortunately, we have huge rooms and a big, tall ceiling. And you especially notice it then. Have you been in a room that size? Because that's when you really notice the thing.
I don't want to say too much. Mine was devoted to the 2 piano concertos.
Oh, yeah. And that's just the kitchen. That's just the pantry area, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the rest of the house. But there is that tinkle. You've noticed that? You play the piano?
Oh, well, I don't want to say that I do, but I have, yes.
But you do. Well, you don't want to say that you do, but you do.
Yes.
Okay. And do you play pretty well?
That's not for me to conclude.
Well, do you have a piano nearby? Could you play a little something?
Oh, yes. yes.
Do you have a piano nearby, near the phone?
Oh, no, that's all right.
No, see, if you put the piano, the phone at the piano, you could play a little. So what do you play, for example?
Well, I've had to devote so much time, say, like to Grieg and to Chai and to Beethoven number 3 and Schumann and that there that you just don't have time for jazz.
No, and I don't care about the jazz part. I just wondered, you play all those classical? You're naming some pretty difficult musicians, like Grieg and Beethoven. You play that?
I'm committing suicide if I say it. I have to live up to it. And
You don't.
I've been at a standstill too long.
Well, I mean, nobody's going to give you a test and hit you on the head if you miss. But you do play. You play composers like
what
that.
What do you want me to do? Wake up the neighbors over here just by opening with the opening of some of them?
Sure. Sure, I'd love you to do that. They would probably love it.
It's 24 minutes past 2 o'clock in the morning now.
Yeah, well, it's a little earlier here, as you know. We're on Central Time.
But believe it or not, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. It was 3 o'clock yesterday morning. There's something just stuck in my head, and I went to the piano and just very, very light as I possibly could, and everything. And boy, it came to light.
What kind of a piano do you have?
Well, this one that I have now is Baldwin, but we've always been furnished with the best pianos.
The Steinways, you mean?
Oh, Steinway's also. The Steinway was also included.
Well, because a Baldwin's a great piano too.
Yes,
What is it? Is it a grand piano or is it an upright or what?
You're putting me on the spot now.
No, I'm just asking you what kind of a piano you have. Is it an upright or what kind of a Baldwin?
I haven't got the space part. I used to have the 3 pianos in my house.
What kind of a piano is this Baldwin that you now have? Is it an upright?
No. Yes.
Is it? It's not a small a baby grand or something like that. No, it's upright.
It's not the baby grands. No.
Okay, it's an up. Well, that's a fine piano.
But that's we're all provided with those though at the studio though. Are you acquainted with Russell Blake Howe?
No, I'm not. Who is Russell Blake Howe?
Well, he was one of my teachers.
Son of a gun! There's a whole part of you.
He's gone with the Albert teachers now in New York.
And there's a part of you, Pat, that I never knew about. You're a pianist.
Well, that's why. I don't want to say too much.
Well, you don't need to. I think we've already determined that you play the piano. You play it on a good piano, and you know all the you know about music. I didn't know that about you.
Oh well. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Is the piano right nearby where you are right now?
Yes, I have.
Can you just play a little bit softly, just to get an idea?
Oh, now who do you want me to do? You want me?
Just a little bit. You don't have to play a whole lot. Just put the piano on the near the. Oh, that's just one chord though. I thought, just a few notes, few little bit beyond that. Just a little bit. You don't have to play a whole thing. Just maybe 4 or 5 chords or something.
That just dropped off of my ear. No, I can't. This hour of the morning, they'll be calling the police over here.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Pat. Maybe one day when maybe I can bump to 3 o'clock in the afternoon news and we can do it then or something.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate hearing from you, Pat. Take care.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Isn't that kind of interesting? I'd never heard Pat in that kind of a role before. Son of a gun. This year, delight everybody in your Christmas shopping list with the sounds of Christmas past.
What kind of segue was that?
I beg your pardon?
What kind of segue was that?
I thought that was a smooth segue.
Now we got Pat playing piano. Next thing you know, I bet you Robert will have jokes.
Oh, you're kidding me. That's too much of a miracle, even at Christmas time.
There's a segue.
I know it. At Christmas time, you expect miracles, but not from Robert. No, not from Robert. From Everett. Let me check with him. Robert, do you have a miracle for us?
Oh, great. He's listening.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, he's been hanging on the line for about an hour and a half now.
I'm here.
Anyway, this year, delight everyone on here. You just drop in anytime you feel like it, Robert. Heritage Radio of Boston once again offers their great Christmas cassettes. I think I hear some sound, some living tissue coming from Everett. Is that you, Robert? Over 30 hours by Heritage Radio Boston of the great old-time radio programs to choose from, with the radio and show business stars of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. Amos and Andy. He's there. He doesn't know he's on the air. You know why? Because he's stupid. That's why. Jack Benny, Fred Allen, Frank Sinatra, Lionel Barry, Spot Humbug Scrooge, and many, many more. Boy, that was pitiful. All on the full-hour TDK cassettes. Heritage will send you a list of these great old sounds of Christmas if you'll send your name and address to Heritage Radio, Post Office Box 16, Boston, Massachusetts, 02167. That's Heritage Radio, Post Office Box 16, Boston, Massachusetts, 02167. Get your free list now while there's still time to order the most nostalgic gifts of the season. Be a great gift to give somebody. An old radio show and some great ones on tape.
Even to Robert, maybe he can learn something.
You know, I doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that he would learn from anybody. Send your name and address to Heritage Radio, Post Office Box. He's here, hearing mumble. Let's listen in on him. Oh, that was nice. That was rhythmically done, that cough.
Talk to anybody.
He doesn't know. He still doesn't know he's on the air. That's how stupid he is. Heritage Radio, Post Office Box 16, Boston, 02167, and give a distinctive vintage radio gift from Heritage.
Put him on hold and we'll
Let's
get back to him after the news.
Okay, Robert, do you know you've been on the radio all along?
I've been here, right here.
Yeah. Why don't you hold on? Maybe we'll talk after the news.
Why?
Why, what, why?
I want to talk to George Shearing, and you put me on hold for 2 hours.
Yeah, hold on just a minute. You'll talk to George Shearing right after the news, because I know where he's going to go. I know where he's going to be, and we'll talk. Just hang in there now.
If it's happening now, you're hearing it now on WBZ.
To be part of the auction is to be there at the Liberty Tree Mall down. Beautiful spot. Okay? It's Sunday afternoon, 2 to 4. I hope you'll come by, because otherwise I'll be just so darn lonesome. Okay, let's get back to Robert. What were we talking about anyway, Robert?
I want to talk to George Shearing.
Okay, just a moment. I'll get him for you.
Don't lie to me.
Okay, here he is.
Don't lie to me.
So you're getting excited, aren't you?
Of course, because I worked with the man in Montreal many, many years ago while you were playing as a disc jockey.
You said that in a derogatory manner.
I did not say I wanted to, the man played my ass.
Well, he's not here now anyway, so,
okay.
So what do you want to say?
I explain? I wanted to talk to him if he remembered about Montreal. The Astor Cafe was a jazz band. Bass, drums, and they booked a comic in, the Bob Hope of Canada.
Who's that, you?
Of course.
You're the Bob Hope of Canada?
I was Mr. Entertainment.
My goodness.
I sang, I danced, and when I want to tell you the truth, if you'll listen.
Well, say something that's worth listening to.
I put my arrangements. I have arrangements for 18-piece band. I put my arrangement, chart. Do you know what charts our arrangements are for an entertainer? Like Frank Sinatra or anybody else?
Do I know what a chart is? I do.
Music.
Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me, Robert. I know what a chart is.
Why do you tear me down all the time?
You're tearing me down, it seems to me. You're yelling at me now. Can you hear yourself with that anger in your tone screaming at me?
No, you're my best friend.
I'm not your best friend. I'll never be your best friend. Never was, never will be. In fact, I look upon you in a very negative way. But anyway, go on with your stupid story.
I went in and put my music down. He says, and this man is sightless, as you call it. And I says, you do it this way, you do it that way. He says to me, he says, Bob, you go out and do it. He says, I'll follow you. I'll ad-lib. And you know my music, and this is a jazz place. And my music was the greatest that I've ever heard with these musicians who call themselves, they can read music. This man backed me up so bad, so beautiful. that I thought, oh my God, I need all this music and I'm paying all this money for it. That's all I want to talk about. And you kept me on for 2 hours.
You're lucky to get on the air at all. Nobody else will talk to you.
No, you're still my best friend. I don't
Oh, I'm
care
not
what
your
you-
best. Will you stop?
Norman,
Yes.
may I hang up on you?
Go ahead. It'll make you feel good. He did. He really did hang up on. God love him. God bless him. He's a man with spirit.
But he asked you, and it kind of took the fury out of him.
Yes, it did. Yeah. He was
hang
really,
up on you, don't
really.
mind, do you?
Yeah. You mind if I hate your guts and hang up on you in total fury and anger? Not at all. Thank you very much. A little too polite, I think. Okay, let me see. Let's get to Kevin in Dorchester. I think that'd be nice. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, long time no talk.
Hey, that's a good opening line.
Yeah.
And I'm very pleased to be here.
And guess what?
Well?
Tonight must be DJ night. Because I, too, was a DJ.
You too were a DJ?
Yeah.
Where was that?
In Pennsylvania, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, at Moravian College.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had my own show called Sounds of the City.
Sounds of
Sounds of the City.
Now, what city was that?
Well, it was basically inner city music. It was R&B, jazz, reggae,
Oh, yeah?
and rap. So it was a mixture of it.
Were you great?
Oh, I was good. I was the best thing on college radio.
What were the call letters of the station?
The call letters was WRMC.
And
It's kind of crazy because I think it should have been MCR for Moravian College Radio, but instead they decided RMC.
Well, maybe there
Radio
already
Radio.
may have already been a WMRC.
Well, no, we tried to get it changed, but that didn't go through.
Well, no, did you check?
Everybody wanted to keep the old name, I guess.
Oh, I see. Now, what was where were you on the dial?
We were actually, in the 1 year that I was there, we had two stations. We was originally at 64, and it was an inner campus, and then we went to 59.
Okay, well, you were an on-campus station then.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. But if you're within 1 mile of the campus, you could still hear us. So it's pretty good. We had calls. I got calls and requests from off campus too. So.
Now, did you graduate from Moravian?
No, I didn't. I planned to transfer, but I got sidetracked with this rap contract. And
Well, now, what kind of a contract is that?
the last time I spoke to you, I had received a rap contract, and I had put together some lyrics and got into the studio, only to be told that my producer's business had went belly up. So I never even had a chance to perform.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
I did make a recording or two, which is in the possession of my producer, and he's not wanting to give that up. So,
well, I wish you good luck. I hope it works out for you.
Actually, I was sidetracked because what I originally wanted to do is start my own business, and I'm going to do that now.
What kind of in music business? You mean?
Yes, it's going to be production.
Okay.
It's going to be producing. Bringing big name entertainers into town, into the Boston area. And I don't want to say too much because someone with more money may get the idea.
Because that requires a little bit of money, though.
Yes, it does. It requires thousands of dollars, which...
Do you have a backer?
It would be no problem.
No problem?
It would be no problem after the first of the year, so...
Well, good luck,
Yeah.
Hey, will you keep me in touch? It sounds like you got something good going
There's
there.
something else. There's another side you haven't known of me.
Yeah.
I also play jazz piano.
Do you?
Yeah. And I've been playing piano for about 7 years now. And I was taught classical music, and I just never quite caught on to classical music. And I self-taught myself jazz piano. Since it is emotion and improvisation, so I self-taught myself.
Are you pretty good?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty good. But I don't have a piano around with me because my piano's still on the Cape. And the funny thing is the piano was donated to me, and at the time I had a keyboard. So since I had a piano donated to me, what I decided to do is donate my keyboard to two young, inspired girls who wanted to learn piano. One was 9, and her sister, I believe, was 6.
What a nice person. You're a nice person,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, well, I learned on that keyboard, and I decided to let someone else learn on it too. So, yeah.
Well, that's very kind of you. Now, what's the next step? The next step then is producing after January.
Yes. Well, actually, I have to speak to my consultants, and we are going to. It probably would not actually get started into the fall because there's a lot of setup work that I have to do first, and there's a lot that has to be done before you actually jump into that. So also we'll be putting on talent shows throughout the communities too of Boston. So I probably will be advertising on BZ.
Well, we welcome you,
Right.
and wish you well.
One other thing.
Yep.
Is the game full tonight?
Let me check. Is the game full? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Full? All right,
Yeah. Sid Whittaker is just our producer. Just told me it is. Yeah. Tomorrow night we'll be doing it again. Just call earlier, okay?
Okay.
And then talk with you on tomorrow night too, Sid? Oh, good. Yeah. Ask for Sid Whittaker. Well, you just call this number and Sid will answer. After 11 o'clock tomorrow night, and he can line you up then.
All right, then.
Thank you. Good luck, Kevin.
Yep, thank you. Bye.
Okay, maybe we'll talk to Sid tomorrow. No, I know we'll talk to Sid tomorrow. I mean, you know what I mean. Okay, let me see. It's Tony in Swampscott. Hi, Tony. You're on WBZ.
Hi, Norm. I was listening. I happened to wake up with George, and I couldn't figure out who you were talking to, and then when it all, it started to be put together.
I know. I should have mentioned his name more often.
Yeah.
I forget to do that.
He was. What is missing in all these lounges? What George Shearing was, to what he did. He was a lounge pianist and a type of thing. They don't have that anymore. I mean, it was nothing more.
Well, they do have lounge pianists who still play.
So today you go to the lounges, all you hear is noise, bars.
No, but no. If you go to certain places, the Hotel Colonnade, for example, has a room there where they have a pianist. The Hotel Lenox has Al Vega, who's there 1 or 2 nights a week, playing along with a vocalist. No, I know the kind of lounge you're talking about, and there are not a whole lot of them. There used to be many, many more than there are now, but there's still some of them that exist.
One of the albums that George made, he did one with Kenton. I think it was either Lush Interludes with George Shearing. Remember? Way back. Could you imagine Kenton and Shearing together? And they put a very lush piano with him, as featured with the lush music strings behind the back of him with Kenton. I mean, I remember some of this. George Shearing was absolutely a marvelous man. I couldn't believe it. I thought he retired. He has, he must, like you said, he's in his 80s.
No, he's 70. Let me see. I'll tell you exactly. He had a birthday this past August. He was born in 1919. What would that make him? That would make him 74. Yeah, he's turned 74 in August.
Because he is a remarkable man. I mean, absolutely incredible pianist. It was the Shearing touch. There's nothing like it. Now he's going to be at Charlestown, and his wife sings along. Is that true?
No, she doesn't sing. No, she is a singer, but she does not perform in his act. No.
What is it? Just him alone?
Him and a bass player named Neil Swainson. Just a piano and bass.
Oh God! I think maybe drop over there. Give me the time again, so I.
8:30 and 10:30, and Saturday is the last of it.
Okay, I appreciate because you have heard the music, and people today don't get a chance to really appreciate it.
Oh, that's true, but there's still some jazz around.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear it, you still can. I got to get going, Tony, but I appreciate the call.
Traded based on NADA guideless damage. Dealer to subsidize 60-month payments to buyers sourced till March 94. Discounts and rebates in lieu of offer.
Hey, Eddie, What are you doing Saturday? Saturday, I'm taking my car to Silver City and Barbosa's Auto World's Any Trade Goes sale. Any Trade Goes? What's that? This week only, Silver City and Barbosa's Auto World are paying $2,000 more than your trade's actually worth. Your car wasn't worth $2,000 back in the 50s. It doesn't matter. This week only, it's worth $2,000 or more. Guaranteed. Guaranteed?
Yes, it's guaranteed. During Silver City and Barbosa's Auto World, $2,000 any trade goes sale. 2,000 is 4,000. 4,000 is 6,000. Even your $6,000 trade becomes $8,000. New Ford, Hyundai, Dodge, Toyota, Oldsmobile, GMC truck, even new Cadillacs and Coachman RV, all with no down payment and no payments till spring of next year. Get $2,000 more for your trade. Now, through Monday only. Silver City Ford, Hyundai, Coachman, and Silver City Dodge, Toyota, Raynham, and Barbosa's Auto World in Fall River.
This is Jan for the New Hampshire State Liquor Commission with a travel advisory for you. This winter, when you come to New Hampshire for great skiing, dining, and outlet shopping, be sure to stop at a New Hampshire State Liquor and Wine outlet store. The smarter shoppers always buy their wines and spirits in New Hampshire. You'll find the lowest prices in New England, and the best selection, too, with hundreds of premium and value brands. Whether you prefer a delicious cordial or an elegant Bordeaux, the New Hampshire State Liquor and Wine outlet stores have all of your favorite wines and spirits. Wherever you go in New Hampshire, there's a State Liquor and Wine outlet store nearby, and many are open on Sunday. So stock up at great savings, and remember that a gift of wine or spirits is always in good taste. Bring your gift list to a State Liquor and Wine outlet store the next time you visit New Hampshire, and have a happy holiday season.
Okay, let's see. Why, it's Betty in Sudbury. How you doing, Betty?
It's been a long wait tonight.
I know.
See, it's better earlier in the morning. I mean, later in the morning. I woke up when I heard George Shearing on, and you just answered something. He said 57 years in the business, and he's 74 years old.
Yes.
You were talking about Perkins. Now, did he go to Perkins, or how did that come up? I
don't know. I don't know that he attended Perkins, or maybe he visited Perkins or was in touch with Perkins in some way.
Yeah, because when I woke up, they were talking about different teachers. I was wondering if anyone out there was old enough to remember Mr. Hartwell, who taught at Perkins. When I was a little girl, I was in his junior choir at First Baptist Church in Waltham, and probably influenced one of the people who influenced me to go into music teaching as a career. But I'm talking back in the early 40s during the war years. So he was teaching. He taught music at Perkins at that time.
Yeah, I don't know. I know a couple of people did call when he mentioned Perkins who had remembered some of the people he talked about, but neither one, I think, would go back quite that far. I don't believe.
Yeah, not too many around it.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, and I don't know. I really don't know his exact connection with Perkins.
Yeah.
Actually, I know.
You threw out a question to him about whether young people were interested in jazz. And what I find is, as you know, I'm a music teacher, and I find that the kids with high IQs are the ones who are interested in both jazz and classical music. They seem to go together. I mean,
I think very much so, yes.
People who, I find that the kids, and they're introduced to it usually by one parent or grandparent who has a jazz collection or has classical music, and of course, they don't get it from their peers at all. But these are the ones that I find are, really interested in. They're the ones that are a joy to teach.
Well, I think jazz and classical music both are complicated kinds of music, and you just don't pick it up that quickly. And a lot of people don't have patience enough to listen to a whole lot of it until it begins to make sense to them. They either like something or
anything.
they drop it.
You've got to go through the baby stage. Like
sure.
you mentioned you're starting piano. Well, you have to go through the beginning book just like everybody else. Even just like the 6-year-old, you have to start at the beginning if you've never done it. And it's hard to start something when you're older because you know it's supposed to sound better.
Well, when you're learning about it, it's most pop music. You listen to a song and it's not complicated. It's pretty easy to catch on. So that's as far as most people get. And to go a step further into classical music or jazz, which is much more complicated, you really have to listen a whole lot until it begins to kind of grab you, until you understand what's happening. And a lot of people don't have the patience to do that, and they quit too quickly, so they don't like classical, they don't like jazz, but they haven't given themselves any time to learn it. And it's neither one can you learn all that quickly. I don't mean as a musician, but I mean just as a listener.
Yes. Yeah, it's sort of a developed taste, in other words.
Sure, yes.
It's anything that is worthwhile doing always takes a while to, if it's simple, you can pick it up easy, but if it's more complicated, it takes a little while to do it.
I was just telling that to my dog Valkyrie just the other day, in those very words.
Yeah. So anyway, you going to call me off air, I hope?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I've been
you
very
promised on a stack of Bibles?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Betty, take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, she wants me so badly. No, it sounded like that, didn't it? No, we were talking about something. She wanted me to talk to one of her kids in her classroom, and I've been kind of uptight about that because they're young kids, elementary grade, and she wants me to talk about jazz, and I'm just kind of I'm nervous about whether they're going to pay any attention to really care what I have to say in that age group. And I'll be back in a moment with some explanation of what it is I just said, which I don't quite figure. Anyway, do you need Visa, MasterCard, a home car, or car loan, or
as we speak?
Yeah.
Last couple of hours.
And kept it really stinks.
Yeah, you're with the National Credit Group, are you? This group that I'm supposed to call?
Yes, I am.
And you use kind of big financial terms like stinks, like your credit stinks.
Yes. Well, we try to put it in layman's terms.
Yeah, you do. I suppose that's kind of nice. Nothing fancy about the way you talk.
Nothing fancy at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
we're very serious about this, by the way. I detect a giggle in your voice.
No, it's no giggle. No giggle. No. Being able to have those kind of credit cards, having plastic, as we call it, having my credit updated, that's no giggling matter. So what I will do then is I'll call your main office at the 617-536-0639. I know it sounds like I'm giggling, but the giggling is in your set. It's not me.
Well, like I said, we are updating our files as we speak, and the last I checked, you had said you had bad credit about 40 years ago?
I'd say, I'd say about 40
right
years
now
ago.
It looks like you have even worse credit.
Yeah,
but it could be a mistake.
It may be, because I did charge a package of Bic pens to our stationery store the other day.
Next hour.
And I made jokes about the stationery store. Remember I said Staples is the stationery store?
That's right.
I wanted to see whether it was really a stationery store, and so I parked outside and watched it for about 6 hours.
Yeah.
And in that length of time, it didn't move hardly at all.
That's a stationery
So that was a stationery store.
Were you eating? That's the time you had your takeout lunch, wasn't you? Went to Szechuan.
Right. I went to a place that specialized in Szechuan and Cantonese and Mandarin cooking, which was kind of unusual because it was an Italian restaurant.
Back with a credit report, sir, next hour.
We're going to run right into the news if I don't get on with this. 617-536-0639. That's the National Credit Group. If you used to have bad credit, but now it's good. Again, you think it ought to be good, but they haven't updated it. Call National Credit Group, 617-536-0639. That's 617-536-0639, and tell them that Sidney Lefkowitz suggested that you call, and you'll get one whale of a greeting.
This is it. WBZ.
high-paying field, anyways. You know, Glamour Field and Westinghouse. They don't skimp. You probably noticed that.
No,
Is skimp or scrimp? Skimp.
Skimp.
They do scrimp, but they don't skimp. That's true. And Tony Nesbitt, of course, is here.
Good morning on your ears.
I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, I love that. That's nice. And we have Jack Hart. Hold on a minute, Jack, until I plug you in. Let me see. How do I...
He's up there.
Oh, you're already there.
No, he's up there. Where you going to press? This is behind the scenes. Right there he is.
Hi, Jack.
Well, thank you very much.
Jack. Hi.
What do you have for my people, Jack?
Yeah, what do you got? What kind of traffic you got on our ears? Because the rain is coming down pretty fiercely, as you well know.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, it's mighty damp.
Hold on a minute while I do another WBZ Westinghouse eyewitness meteorological check. Oh, it is. Yes, it's just not letting up at all.
No, it's not. It is neo-diluvian of all.
I'm sorry.
Neo-diluvian is very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so now you've met our panel, and we're ready to play the Dumb Birthday game. Today, December 11th, is the, incidentally, it's the day before Frank Sinatra's birthday. He has a birthday on Sunday, the 12th.
I'll have to call tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah. I'll tell you how old he's going to be. So you get one up on it. No, I'll tell you right now, he's going to be 78. And he's still singing.
So much for me getting the one tomorrow.
Well, there'll be other people there, including Connie Francis. You can look up her age.
Well, who is it, right? Is that her?
No, she sang Who's Sorry Now and Mama.
Do you also do lipstick on your collar?
I think that was somebody else. So, no, maybe. It might have been her. Anyway, okay, today's the birthday, I mentioned, of Rita Moreno, born Rosita Dolores Alverio in Puerto Rico. She won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in West Side Story back in 1961. I think also, as I recall, Rita Moreno has won, one of the only people who's won 4 awards in different aspects of the entertainment. I think she's won not only the Oscar, but she's won a Tony, an Emmy, and I think an Obie, which is the off-Broadway kind of stuff, or maybe
a Grammy.
Grammy, maybe it might have been that, yeah. But she's won 4 separate awards. I think the only person to do that.
Wow, very impressive.
Yes, she's also a very attractive lady.
Great legs.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh sure, yeah. Al, what do you think? How old is Rita Moreno?
Say about 58.
58. Okay. And what do you think, John?
53.
53. Jenny?
56.
56. And what do you think, Mark?
A healthy 63.
A healthy 63. Okay. Sid?
55.
55. Okay.
Nobody said anything that time.
That's the limit.
Thanks. That's the only reason I said that.
Tony, what do you think?
So 61, huh? Was
61. Are you having an outburst of some kind of dread disease, or are you trying to?
No, I'm trying to figure. So 61, she could have been.
But 61. You're just repeating. I thought you.
Yeah, the year of West Side Story, right?
West Side Story was 61. Yes.
Well, geez, I'd be surprised if she's.
That's 32 years ago.
Yeah. Probably she could be 62.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to have to say she's 59.
59. Okay, Jack Hart, what do you think?
I'll say 62.
No.
Jack is right. You should have stuck with that. Yeah, she is 62. No, that's it. Yeah, 60 years over there. I felt so bad when you changed it. But, you know.
Put a little asterisk there and say that he would have got it.
He would have got it had he stuck with it. Yeah. You got to stick with your first thoughts.
Deep inside, I know I really have.
I know. You got to have confidence in yourself.
Say, where does that guy work? An all-night puppet show?
No, is it a mill play? No, what is
a mill? He works on
sheetrock. Oh, a sheetrock. Okay. Brenda Lee. Remember Brenda Lee? She was no relation to
collar.
Was that lipstick on your collar?
Oh no. Sweet Nothings.
It says her biggest hit, I'm Sorry. I'm sorry, so sorry. Is that the one?
I don't know.
Yeah. She recorded that in 1960. Her name was, at birth, was Brenda Mae Tarpley. But she apparently liked Molly B, Peggy Lee, and somebody D. Wasn't there a D-E-E?
Ruby D?
Ruby D. So she became Brenda Lee. They formed a quartet, and they're known as the Andrews Sisters, or the Mills Brothers. Anyway, let's start with you, Jack. How old do you think Brenda Lee is on this very day, December 11th?
She was but a child when she recorded it, if I recall.
Born in Atlanta, Georgia. No, that doesn't help much. But
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
She was a child back then, too.
She was born. So that was, I'm sorry, it was 34 years ago, 33 years ago. That helps you kind of hone in on it.
Sure.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I'll say she is just 50.
50 years old. Okay. And Tony, what do you say she just is?
49.
49.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sid?
52.
52, says Sid. Okay. Mark, what do you think?
I think she's 52.
Also 52. Okay. The lovely Jenny in Plymouth.
About 54.
54. And what do you say, John?
I'll agree with Jenny, 54.
54 also. And Al?
55.
55. And...
that's the limit.
And that was kind of the dispirited little interjection there.
I was having a drink. I'm sorry. That's the limit?
All right. Okay. Brenda Lee actually is 49.
Yes. I would have had two, but I have one.
Tony said 49. Hit it right on the button. How about Jermaine Jackson?
How about him?
There's no end to those Jackson people. He's from Gary, Indiana, which has to be one of the ugliest cities in the world.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you went through it was what?
Well, when I went through
it wasn't carriage back then.
It was about 35 years ago. Yeah, it was ugly then. It must be even uglier now.
I drove through there about 16 years ago or so, and it was just ugly.
Ugly. It's right outside of Chicago, and near Hammond. It's handy to Hammond, Indiana, which is equally as ugly. Anyway,
why is that?
Well, because it's very heavily industrial. They got the power lines cutting right through the whole place.
It's a big steel area.
Yeah, man. It's in a suburb. It's a industrial part of the outskirts of Chicago.
Did they film that movie?
Bleak.
The romance?
It's gray and bleak. They filmed the romance of Steel Ingots.
Okay. And Gary and
Gary, and some of the close shots were filmed in Hammond.
Matter of fact, some of the Jackson family appeared right in that film.
That's right. Yeah. In fact, let me tell you about the Jermaine Jackson. I know you don't care, but his biggest hit was Daddy's Home in 1973.
I'm a few bars.
We missed it.
Sorry. Yeah. 73?
In 1973 is when he did that, yeah.
He also did a hot number with Devo, Tickle Your Fancy, which was an okay song.
Okay, and with the Jackson 5, the biggest hit was I'll Be There. I'll Be There in 1970. He married Berry Gordy's daughter, Hazel.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he married Barry Gordy.
No, he married he was going to, but he was turned down, so he married his daughter instead in 1973.
And they're still married?
I don't know.
Does it say?
It does not say, but that would have been 20 years ago. That helps you get an idea of the age. I'm going to start with you, Jenny. How old do you think Jermaine Jackson is?
How about 42?
42, okay. And John, what do you think?
37.
And Al?
41.
What do you say, Mark?
46.
And we'll just, let's see. Sid, what do you think?
I'll have to go with 39.
Did you hear what he said?
I tried to make it as nasal as possible that time, Norm. I hope that was good enough.
It was actually, it was really, well... Anyway, 39 we'll mark down. Tony, what do you say?
When was I'll Be? Do you have the date on I'll Be There when that was?
I'll Be There. What's the date on I'll Be There, you ask? Okay, the date was 1970. That's correct.
Okay, 1970. I'll Be There, huh?
Yeah.
He was probably about, and 70, 80, 41.
41. Okay. And what do you think, Jack?
43.
43. Okay. Jermaine Jackson today will be, or is, 38.
Oh. He was younger than I thought he was.
Wow.
38. And Sid said 39. And John over there in the noisy shop said 37. So John and Sid both were correct on that.
Wow.
All right.
So we know he's won more than once, but Jack, Tony,
I almost
Sid,
won more than
and John, you almost did. That's
I
true.
have to
And
emphasize that again.
you'll keep saying that over and over again, won't you?
Maybe it'll make a difference by the end of the game. I don't know.
Wait, how many times did you almost win, Tony?
Once.
Oh.
So I would have had 2.
Yeah.
But I only have 1.
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that once you almost won?
Just once. A couple of times before, but tonight only once.
How about Carlo Ponti, who's, of course, married to the woman I adored. I love her, but I'm still riding the range. Well, forget I said that.
Wow.
One of his most successful movies was Marriage, Italian Style,
Hey.
in 1965.
Do you remember the theme song? Marriage, Italian style. Like Love American Style.
True, and then the green, white, and blue.
Yeah. The green, white, and orange.
Oh, that's
Red. No. What? It's green, white, and blue. It's not green, white, and blue.
White, and red. I'm
Green,
sorry.
white, and red. Yeah.
The spur of the moment.
Yeah. Kind of a little French in there. Green, white, and red, white.
Sure.
No, actually, the way the
Flags of the world with Tony and Jack.
Obviously, none of you know music very well. The way the song went was, "Oh, marriage, Italian style is certainly worthwhile." And it went on like that.
see.
Yeah, that was the way it went. If you don't know the song, just forget it, okay? Just don't make a deal. Let's make a deal. Wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Mark, how old do you think Carlo Ponti is?
I think he's probably 76.
That's the spirit.
Oh, by golly, Chicas, the way you guys said that just inspired me to rise from the dead and come into your studio. I wish I were alive. I'd love to take part in that game, you know. Oh, Jack, how old do you think Carlo Ponti is?
Let's see. He's got children 21 years older than her?
Oh, let's see.
And 6 inches shorter.
No. He's 21 years older. They have 2 sons.
Who is 6 inches shorter than he is.
That's right. No, they're 7 feet taller than he is and 6 inches shorter than she is. However,
their arms go down.
Put them all together, they look like a panpipe.
That's right. And if pain persists or is unusually severe, see your doctor.
Didn't make any sense, but it's kind of funny.
Show me a woman who has a husband 6 inches shorter than she is, and I'll show you an ice cream cone made of pimento. Boy, that didn't make any sense at all.
Your Romanian gypsy princess grandmother?
Hungarian, please.
Hungarian.
She hated the Romanian.
Yeah.
She was Hungarian.
You should gather her sayings in one volume and market it as the sayings of the...
I have on a loose leaf notebook with reinforcers at the moment, but I may go the next step.
Do they still sell reinforcers? Those things never worked, did they?
No, but they're a lot of fun at parties.
Yeah. These would be great just to find them on the floor in school. They never stayed in the book.
No. So what do you think, Jack? How old is Carlo Ponti?
Carlo Ponti.
Carlo Ponti.
What's I'd say
he's 21 years older than Savannah.
21 years older than Savannah. 83.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop, Jack?
3. Okay, Al, what do you think? How old do you think Carlo Ponti is?
74.
74. Okay, and Sid?
Let's see. 72.
72. Okay, where was he born? That won't help you. It just says Italy. It doesn't say what part of Italy. Jenny, what do you say?
I should say 74, too.
74. Setanta? Does that say Santa? No, 74.
Mm-hmm.
Sì. And Giovanni, that is John.
84.
84. Ottante quattro. I'm probably saying it all wrong, but I'm so cute, who cares? Tony, what do you say?
70.
I'm sorry?
Huh?
70 something? 72. Same as what Sid said?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, Carlo Ponti. I like the way you, well, all except John, who, no, I guess a couple of you guessed kind of high. He's actually 80, is what he is.
Huh. How old is Sophie?
So she would be,
59?
she would be, yeah, she'd
I
be
thought she was a
50.
lot younger than that. She was only 51.
No, she's an incredibly attractive woman. It shows you 59-year-old ladies can be okay. She's okay in my book. Okay, so let's see. 80. The closest would have been Jack Hart, who said 83. Yeah, that's it. Nobody said 77 on the other side. So you won that round. You're leading by 2.
There we go.
And Tony, again, Sid, and John both have 1 apiece as we go to Terry Garr.
Didn't Tony almost get 1?
Yeah, I didn't want to mention it again, though.
Oh, yeah, you did almost get 1, didn't you?
Yeah, we would have been tied.
Yeah, there was a reporter from the Christian Science Monitor just called to make sure that they wanted authenticated. It'll be in the Monday edition.
Yeah, of World Monitor.
Right. Yeah.
Most don't get the cigar.
That's right, it doesn't. You know, I never thought of that. Almost never gets the cigar.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Almost only counts in horseshoes. And something else, too, isn't it?
Hand grenades.
And that's it, hand grenades. Oh.
Terry Garr, born in Lakewood, Ohio.
Moving right along.
Appeared in Tootsie in 1982. And was that far back?
She just got married.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, she did. Did she?
Yeah, secret in a kind of a secret ceremony in Mexico or something.
Oh, she was
probably not legal.
She was
part of that NAFTA agreement.
In the 1983, she was in Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
and also has been on the David Letterman show a lot because he seems to like her a lot. And she's a very leggy lady.
Yeah, she is.
She's an attractive lady. Yeah. Okay, Terry Garr. We'll start with you. Speaking of leggy ladies, we'll start with you, Jenny.
Okay. How about 36?
36. Okay. What do you think, John?
41.
Okay, 41. And Tony?
40.
Tony says 40. And what do you say, Mark?
38.
Mark says 38. And what do you say, Al?
39.
Okay.
Benny swallows a lot.
That's right. Terry Garr says Al is 39.
Terry Garr says Al is 39?
She thinks she's 39 also. Yeah, they both guess the same age for each other. And Sid, what do you say?
Jeez. 38.
38.
Oh, never mind.
Did you have a question? It's okay.
No, that's okay.
You sure?
Jack, what do you think?
Well, she was in an episode of the original Star Trek once, and she was more than 11.
Yeah, that's good.
She's actually about 47.
Actually about 47.
She is not.
Yeah.
Come on, Jack.
40. See, you're thinking of
lovely.
Goldie Hawn.
No, she's lovely and delightful, but she's about 47.
No. She's actually 44.
See?
Yeah, but he was as close as John was on the other side. So John, who said 41, was 3 years off. Jack, who said 47, was also 3 years off.
Oh, she wasn't 47, though. That was my only point.
No, she was not. No, but so Jack and John win that, and Jack now has 3 correct answers, and Tony has 1, and an almost.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have mattered right now because I'd be behind.
And, of course, my having 1 is offset by the fact that she actually got married.
Huh?
The joy and elation is set off by the fact that Terry Garr got married.
Oh,
I either read that or I
otherwise, you think that you were in the running? Was that what you're suggesting?
Sure.
I see. People always say that. Sorry, girls, he's already married. Like You know, like
They all had a chance.
like Paul, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Like Richard Gere is going to marry some 12-year-old kid. Well, never mind.
You never know.
Donna Mills, born in Chicago, appeared in Knots Landing as Abby Ewing. They come up with some great names for these things. Abby Ewing. Donna Mills. Anyway.
Look over there. It's Abby Ewing. Well, somebody get her a doctor. She looks pretty sick and she keeps Ewing.
I see.
It's Abby Ewing.
Abby Ewing.
Yeah. Just put a cold compress on her forehead and to wipe away the spittle from her mouth, and she'll be all right in a few days. Just take these pills, sweetheart. Donna Mills. Anyway,
I understand her maiden name was Normal.
Normal Ewing.
No.
Donna Normal. What are you saying?
Normal Mills.
Abby Normal. Her maiden name.
Abby Normal.
Oh, from the show.
Abby Normal. I see.
Yeah.
I see. Why don't you go first with this, and let's get you out of the way right off.
Speaking of Abby Normal.
Yeah. Well, it was meant more as a historical point than a humorous.
Oh, okay. No wonder it was even more.
Sure. It was
obscure. It was a historical point.
I have a feeling that she's the one that's 47.
She's the one who's really 47.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Okay. And Tony, what do you think?
I can believe that.
Okay, so I'll put that. How do you translate? I can believe that into an age.
47.
47.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. You know who? I bet you John there will know how old she is.
Well, let's ask him right off then. John, what do you think?
You know why he'll know?
45.
The 45 for Donna Mills.
Because he's working in one, that's why.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
That's a good
he's
point.
working in a Donna Mill.
Yeah. Another historical point.
Phil, Don, where is he calling from?
Where is he?
John is in Charlestown.
Oh, yeah. Donna Mill in Charlestown. That's right.
There we go.
Yeah. That's like the
Donna's around.
Well, that's like the Malden Mills.
Sure, they make lovely Maldens.
Sid, what do you think? How old is Donna Mills and her orchestra?
I'm still trying to recover from Jack's last remark, but...
You'll never recover from that. The best bet is not to listen to him. This man can have a terrible influence on your entire soul.
If only I'd known this in advance.
Well, you're a young kid. You'll get over it. You've got a lot of years to get over it. Us old guys never do.
46.
46. Okay, Mark, what do you think?
48.
You're kind of quiet, Mark. You don't have any snappy ad-libs or anything. Why is that?
I don't know. I think you guys are all paid to do this or something. You guys with the ad-libs all seem to work there, you know?
No.
Oh, really?
Our salaries stay low because of this.
Yeah, don't feel self-conscious about this at all, because no, that's not at all true.
Yeah.
We do take donations.
That's right.
Well, I'm not practiced at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, no, because we're gonna do another one after this, and I want to hear a lot of ad-libs from you. Okay, Mark?
I'll do my best.
Okay. As a matter of fact, to tell you the truth, not only are we not paid for this, but if management could hear us, we wouldn't be working here. It's unfortunately they can't stay awake at night, or fortunately for us. Anyway, Al, how old do you think Donna Mills is?
46.
46. You can ad-lib a little too if you want, Al.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
Pretty good.
A lot of yeahs, yeah.
A couple of steps
A
above
lot of
Mark,
people, a lot of people fall apart after the second year. He went through 4 of them.
They could put that in a song.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's see. She loves you.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we got a hit on our hands.
Jenny.
Okay. How about 48?
How about 40? Does it feel good for you to be surrounded by all these good-looking guys?
I'm enjoying it.
Actually, most of the guys are good-looking. Three of the guys.
I'm enjoying it myself, being surrounded by these good-looking guys.
Hey.
Actually, 3 of the guys are pretty ugly, but I'm not going to say which ones. Donna Mills is actually 50 years old today. That means Mark and Jenny, rather, Mark and Mark.
She's a mighty fine 50 then.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, half century. She's a half century old.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, half century.
Doesn't that sound awful?
Or half century. Not to me, it doesn't sound like music to my ears. If I were only a half century. I remember when I was a half century, I could skip and jump and play with the kids, and it was really nice.
And now?
Now, well, what's the sense? Anyway, next is John Kerry, United States Senator. Do you know he was born in Denver, Colorado? I didn't know that.
Wow.
But he's the Democratic Senator from Massachusetts. Originally, I believe, from Lowell. I think he grew up in Lowell.
Live shot Kerry.
Live shot Kerry.
Yeah.
You sound like a Howie Carr.
Well, that's not my, that's not me who said that. I'm just repeating what I read. Sorry.
I see. Okay.
It's true, though, don't you think?
Live shot?
Yeah, he's there a lot. Every time there's a camera, he's got his face in it.
Well, you won't find too many politicians who shy away from cameras. No, there's certain reasons I like John Kerry, and I won't go into them now. But I think he's okay. But anyway, aside from that, John, let's start with you this time. What do you think?
You wanted ad-libs from Mark on this one. This is really no.
No, we're going to go to Mark next.
I know, but John Kerry, what?
John Kerry. Well, I know you can do political jokes, something like that.
All right.
What did you say, John?
48.
48. Okay. And Mark?
53.
Okay. Any ad-lib you want to accompany that with?
Yeah, I might come in later.
Okay. I'll keep your telephone live and hot. So anytime you want to just come in, you
just
can.
Make sure you're not in the house when he's doing that.
I'm sure he's not in the house.
Well, you said you're going to keep his telephone live and hot. I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
No, but does the show make any sense at all?
Well, of course it doesn't, but I never claimed it did.
Well, I think his makes sense maybe if you were looking at it from a prurient attitude.
Meaning?
Meaning nothing. Just don't question him anymore.
You talking about, what was that word again?
Prurient.
Because you're in the Prudential? Is that what you're talking like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Tony, what are you...
Donna Mills. I'm sorry, John.
Senator John Kerry, whose initials, of course, are JFK, as you know.
What's his middle name?
His middle name is Francis. No, it's not. I forgot what his middle name is. John. I forgot. You know? Anybody know? It begins with an F, whatever it is. Fine, I think it stands for. Anyway. What do you think? Who did I ask? Was that you, Tony?
Yeah, that was me, yeah. I'm still trying to think of an ad-lib for this, and there isn't much. John Kerry, huh? 40... No. What were the guesses so far?
53 and 48.
Okay. 51.
51.
No, 50.
50.
50. It's going to be 50. I think I read that.
An even 50?
Yeah, I think I read that.
Okay.
I just remembered.
Okay, let's go to you, Al. What do you think?
I'll say 50 and a quarter.
So you're going to stick with 50 then to round it out, eh?
Right.
Okay. And Sid?
50, Sid. I'm telling you.
I don't know. No, I'm going to have to...
48. Serves you right.
48. Yeah. Same as John said.
Oh.
Okay. And Jenny... Oh, no? John is a nice man. Are you denigrating my friend? Jenny, what do you say?
51.
51. Okay, Jack?
And boy, can he carry on. We got something out of it. See, there was a...
Yeah, also you could have said, the days of the Kerry dances.
Yeah, there's something in it about karaoke, too.
Karaoke is probably there, too, yeah. Kerry, yeah. Or speak softly and carry a big stick. Could have put that in there too. Yeah,
the old Kansas tune, that rock band, "Carry On Your Wayward Son."
Carry Nation.
Carry me back to old Virginia.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be nice too.
Yeah.
Okay, we've given you enough time to stall there, Jack.
Do you think when he goes on the plane, he takes on a carry-on
luggage?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'm going to have to go with 50.
50 is correct.
That's right.
Yeah, so we
I
had...
read it. I told
It is 50. 50 is correct. So we had 3 winners, Al, Tony, and the very lovely Jack. So that means Jack now has 4 correct answers. Tony has 2. And
would have had 3.
And, yeah, that's right. Would have had 3. John has 2. And Al, Jenny, and Mark, and Sid all have one of... Everybody's won at least once.
Hey.
So that's pretty good.
It's nights like these that make me proud I got into radio. Makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, makes me proud that I'm an American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no other country would give you this type of freedom.
No, they wouldn't. And rightly so, I say.
Mom,
Okay. Yes?
you'll have to find a better name than you have for that game.
The dumb birthday game?
Yeah.
What would you suggest? What do you think?
Dating game.
Dating game would be good, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jeopardy's already been taken, so we can't
Yeah.
call it that. And
Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune would make too much
Price
sense.
is Right?
Pyramid. The pyramid would make sense.
The birthday.
How about
The birthday is right, so the price is right.
Why don't you have a contest?
I named the dumb birthday.
Name the dumb birthday. Give it a new name, yeah.
Rename the dumb birthday.
And if you win, you get 2 worthless
box.
prizes. Okay, here's an event that happened. I'm going to ask you what year it happened, okay? Because it happened right here in Boston on this very day, December 11th. Boston's Bijou Theater, the first American playhouse to be lighted exclusively by electricity, gave its first performance of Gilbert and Sullivan's Iolanthe. But that was right here, the Bijou. I don't know where that was. Maybe somebody does. There was a Bijou right on Washington Street. Might have been there, or it might have been where the Wang Center is, near the Wang Center. I'm not sure. Anyway, what year would that have been? First American playhouse to be lighted exclusively by electricity, and on this date, December 11th, gave its first performance of the Gilbert and Sullivan operetta, Iolanthe.
You know, one interesting thing I'm curious about, was Bijou the name of a theater chain, or was that, like you would apply either savings and loan or household finance or whatever?
No, Bijou was a name. It wasn't a chain, I don't believe, not like a Lowe's chain or one of those. Bijou, I think, means jewel, and I think a lot of places use that as a name for a theater, as a name. It didn't mean theater or anything like that.
It seems as though theaters all had this, same names, the Bijou, the Biograph, etc.
Well, yeah, there was the Paramount, of course, which would have been owned maybe by the Paramount company. There was, they came up with Rialto, which, of course, is another way for the Great White Way, the theater.
The Strand.
The Strand, that's right. There's another way of saying Rialto. There was the Olympia. In Everett, where I grew up, there was the Rialto, the Capitol, and the Park Theater. I don't know why they called it the Park Theater. It was not on Park Street.
Was it near a park?
No, there was not a near a park either. There's no reason for it.
Could you park around there?
You could park around there. That must have
there you
been the
go.
reason for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
The only theater in town you can park at, the Park Theater.
Yeah, there was another theater in town that didn't last too long. It was called the Sidewalk Curb, because it was near that,
You had to walk.
Yeah. Another one was called the Fire Hydrant Theater, because it was very close to one of those.
But you can't get there by car.
Can't get there by car. Okay, the Bijou. Anyway, what year did that open with that, and at the first to show have electricity? I think Mark is going to know the answer.
Was the show electric, or just the theater was lighted?
No, everybody was electric and everybody was lit.
Oh.
Yeah, they were all lit. They had a welcoming party, and man, they were, oh yeah.
They were lit.
Yeah.
How festive.
It was festive. Mark, what do you think?
Let's see. Lynn used to be called the City of Lights.
Which, Lynn?
Lynn, yeah. The City of Lights.
Because of General Electric there, you mean?
Oh, no. Actually, it was one of the first lit cities in North America.
Is that right? I did not know that.
They might have had an all-electric theater before the Bijou was around.
Maybe, but this says here that...
Or did they light the Bijou and then said, hey, why don't we just test this in Lynn and light up the whole city?
They lit the rest of the town, but kept the theater with gas lights and open flame.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you say, Mark? What year do you think the Bijou first was lighted? I don't even know what we're talking about.
1909.
1909. Okay. And Jenny, I cherish your answer.
1903, because I was there.
Okay, 1903. That was the year my mother was born. Well, you were born in 1903. You're much younger than that. That's right. You'd have to be 90 now, wouldn't you?
She was in the chorus, yeah.
My mother would have been 90 years old this year.
I'm not going to tell you.
And even today, she can kick almost as high as she did back then.
Who, your mother?
No, my mother? Yeah, well, not quite her anymore, no, but Jenny maybe.
Oh, okay.
Al,
I'm
what
going
do
to
you...
miss you when you go up the air.
1910.
Al says 1910.
He's a ball of fire, isn't he? Yeah.
And Sid, what do you think?
Let's see. 1906.
1906.
1906.
Yeah, 1906. Sure. Yeah. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Jack Hat, what do you think? 1904. 1904. Okay, Tony?
1899.
1899 is good. John, what do you say?
1900.
1900. 1900. I'm sure. Somewhere into 200. Soon before you know it. A few years.
Izzy and otherwise.
What's that, please?
Izzy Art and otherwise.
Izzy Art?
Yeah.
Are you going by the Izzy Ort's Grill? Is that what you were implying?
I've heard the name before.
Oh, yeah. I not only heard the name, I was there once, I believe.
Really?
Oh, sure.
You were not.
And is it...
Get it? You were not.
Yeah, but it wasn't odd. It actually wasn't odd like in... No, it was Ort. O-R-T.
Oh, Ort.
Ort.
You were Norse.
You know, that's not a good name for a restaurant.
No, it wasn't a restaurant. It was a sleazy bar is what it was.
It's a great name for a sleazy bar.
Yeah, it's actually bad for a restaurant, but good for a sleazy bar.
Oh, because they have like chips and little snacks, so those would be orts of food.
Does that mean something? Is this way over my
ort? You know,
an ort?
You do crossword puzzles. It's in there in every puzzle.
An ort?
Small bit of food. Ort.
An ort?
Ort. O-R-T.
Hold on a minute.
Got the dictionary.
You know, I got the dictionary here. You're not going to get away with that one. O-R-T. We're going to learn something from your cockamamie performance, if nothing else. As long as we don't enjoy your jokes, at least if we can learn something from that. O-R-T. O-R-T. Hold on a minute. Okay, Ort.
Well, you got that Random House unabridged second edition dictionary on the way, so next week we can look it up too.
Okay, Ort. Son of a gun, he's correct.
Really? It's in there?
Yeah, it says a small scrap or leaving of food after a meal is completed. A scrap, bit. Middle English, probably from Middle Dutch O-R-T-E, contraction of oor. It goes on and on, more than you care to know.
Wow, there's that much information on that word.
Yeah, right. A small scrap of leaving of food after. We always called it garbage. But it wasn't. We leave. Obviously, we're making ort.
But if you like...
Excuse me, I'm the ort man. I'm the ort man. Come to pick up your ort.
The ort man. He's the ort man. Well, I mean, now when you eat a cookie and you always left crumbs, would they be nice? Say, look at all the cookie orts.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, that's the ort.
Cookie orts.
The leaving of food.
Huh.
Yeah.
How about oatmeal?
Oatmeal. If you leave a little bit of that, that'd be the ort of oatmeal.
You know, I went to a place that specialized in showing bits of food throughout history. It was an art museum.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry.
That was crummy.
Get rid of him.
Okay, the Bijou. I don't think anybody cares anymore, but the year that it was the first electrified theater and opened, anyway, played the Iolanthe, 1882.
Oh.
And so Tony said 1899.
17 years off, but
he was the only. Well, you're the only one who got back to the 19th century. Everybody else had it up in the 20th. And okay, so that means that you
I would have tied him.
You almost tied him, but didn't quite make it.
So when did Edison discover electricity?
Edison has not yet discovered electricity. It was a myth that he had way back when he said he had. He had somebody come in and he said, "Look, I've got electricity." And he said, "Please, that's a bowl of peaches. Don't give us that." And no, I don't.
And then he went up to the bowl of peaches and he pressed his lips up against it and said, "Hello, operator."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. For this moment, he's never known what it is he's invented at all.
He got the banana, put it up to his ear. Hello, I'd like to make a long distance call.
No, he thought. No, I'm terribly sorry. If you're trying to be funny, that's another thing. No, he put a banana up to his ear and he thought he'd invented the fax machine.
Oh, thank you for saving me, Norm.
I don't know why I said that. I don't know why you insist upon topping it. Anyway, okay, so here's the final thing. Jack Hart has come out with the 4 closest answers. So, Jack Hart, you are the champion. We're putting this crown on your head, the ermine robe on your shoulders, and you are queen for a day. Moment of my life. I hope you're manly enough to be able to fight your way through the day with that title.
Yeah.
Okay, and
keep the hat on.
Yeah. And Tony had 3 correct answers, which is very good. And
Princess for a day, right?
Yeah, he's princess for a day. John got 2 correct answers and 1 apiece from Al, Jenny, and Mark, and Sid. So everybody's won at least one.
Gestures for a day.
Gestures for a day. So I want to thank you all, and since one of our staff people, Jack Hart, has won, that means
we'll send them an Ort.
Yeah, we'll send him an Ort.
Big plate of Orts.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we have for lunch tomorrow.
Well, don't you remember that famous Dr. Seuss story from England, Orton Ears and Ooh?
I remember that was a wonderful story. You'll have to tell it one day. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for taking part, including you, Al.
Norm, I'd like to wish you and your family and all your listeners out there Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Al. Thank you very, very much. And a Merry Christmas to you, Big John.
Merry Christmas to you, Nate.
What did he say?
Nate Norton or something like that.
Knock-knee Nathan. Usually they call me Nasal. Norm Nasal. Anyway, Jenny?
Norm, I have one thing to say. You all have class. I've enjoyed it.
Well, you obviously have no class yourself. You wouldn't have said that. You have no standards at all.
Well,
that's really sickening, yeah.
Well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas to you, Jenny.
These people don't plan on calling you for a couple of weeks,
right.
I guess.
I know, because we're kind of premature with the Christmas greetings, but it is the season.
You know, you can get help for that. Premature Christmas greeting.
Oh, that's right, too, yeah. Unless you ask for her permission or her father's permission or something. Mark, thank you very much for playing the game with us. You're okay.
Hey, thank you.
Take care, and happy Christmas to you, and also to you, Jack.
Oh, same to you, and thank you very much.
We're going to hear from you in a few minutes, so we're excited about that. Okay, and I'm going to have to say thank you very much quickly to you guys, because we want to make the news. Thank you very much, Tony and Sid. Take care, both guys.
Jim Brown of Grand Prairie, Texas, is telling us about his itchy chafing problem.
There was itching and irritation, and perspired quite heavily and caused a uncomfortable chafing.
But Jim Brown got relief using triple action Gold Bond medicated powder.
Actually, relief came the first time I used it, and it does have a cooling feel, kind of like you stepped into a breeze.
Gold Bond's triple action is like 3 great powders in one. It has the absorbing action of powder, the medicating action of a proven itch fighter, and the drying action of zinc oxide. That's triple action Gold Bond.
You're more comfortable, you feel better, and have a better outlook, really, on everything. Gold Bond medicated powder. It's just a real good product. I've enjoyed using it.
Try Triple Action Gold Bond medicated powder. Use only as directed. Available at Osco Drug.
You're listening listening to the 50,000 watts clear channel voice of News Radio, WBZ Boston. News Radio 1030, your first choice, all day, every day.
From ABC News, I'm Bob Aronson. We aren't sure where pop star Michael Jackson is, but he may be back in the United States by Christmas. ABC's Jane Platt in Los Angeles says negotiations are going on to bring the entertainer home.
Michael Jackson's lawyers and representatives of the LA County District Attorney's Office have been meeting to discuss terms of his return. The topics reportedly under discussion: whether Jackson will be arrested and whether he must agree to a body search. The boy who accuses Jackson of molestation apparently has described distinct markings on Jackson's genitals.
ABC's Jane Platt. A new report called Winners and Losers says the free trade deal being negotiated under the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, GATT, is not a good deal for a lot of people. A report published by an official agency of the British and Irish churches says the agreement will ensure that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Vice President Al Gore leaves today for a long visit to Germany, Russia, and other former Soviet Union republics. ABC's Jackie Judd has more.
This is the vice president's first major foreign trip. It is intended to show he is a vice president who counts, that the relationship with the newly formed Russia is extremely important to the U.S., and that foreign policy in the Clinton administration is not a distant second to domestic policy. The highlight of the trip will be the 3 days Gore spends in Moscow, during which he will meet with Boris Yeltsin and also formalize the new cooperative relationship between the U.S. and Russia and their space programs. Jackie Judd, ABC News, Washington.
Millionaire Donald Trump and model Marla Maples, the parents of a baby girl, will reportedly get married on December 20th. New York Post reports the couple chose the date because neither had any important appointments that evening and their schedules did not conflict. Snoop Doggy Dogg, the rapper whose real name is Calvin Broadus, has pleaded not guilty to murder charges from a drive-by shooting that his lawyer says was self-defense. Prosecutors say the shooting was gang-related. You're listening to ABC News.
I'm Darrell Gould, WBZ News. Massachusetts is the first state in the nation to have a law that bars discrimination against homosexual students in public schools. Governor Weld signed the measure into law yesterday. On other matters, the governor vetoed the bill that would throw roadblocks in front of the administration's efforts to privatize work now done by state employees, and he returned the tough new child abuse and neglect bill to the legislature. He wants them to restore the exemption for Christian Scientists and members of other recognized faiths who believe in spiritual healing. The New England Fisheries Management Council wants a limit on the amount of haddock that can be caught by commercial fishermen and closure of that part of George's Bank where haddock spawn. However, their recommendation is not as tough as that from the National Marine Fisheries Office. They want an outright ban on all haddock fishing starting next month. Now, let's check the traffic on the threes with WBZ's Jack Hart.
Well, thank you, Darrell. We continue to deal with some rainy roadways. This report brought to you by the Christmas Carol at the Huntington Theater. On most roadways, we've got some good sogginess out and about. Roadways are damp and slippery. Drive with extreme care. We've dealt with some minor slipping and sliding accidents that have fortunately cleared up quickly and with little injury or property damage. But visibility is poor, so that could cause further problems. Right now, lower deck of Route 93, Tobin Bridge heading into the city. Expressway northbound and southbound doing well. The Sumner Tunnel, one lane shut down till just about 5:30 while they do some light maintenance. I'm Jack Hart, WBZ 24-hour traffic network.
Don't miss A Christmas Carol at the Huntington Theater now through December 31st. Call 266-0800.
Rich chocolate Ovaltine.
When my 6-year-old comes home from school, we have a cup of rich chocolate Ovaltine, and we talk about his day. It's the best time of the day for both of us. He likes the rich, chocolatey taste of Ovaltine. I like its goodness.
Rich chocolate Ovaltine is a different kind of Ovaltine with a flavor kids love, plus extra vitamins and minerals you won't find in Nestle's Quick or Hershey's.
Kids really drink their milk when it's made with rich chocolate Ovaltine. They love the taste. And if they're like my son, they'll sprinkle it on their ice cream, too.
Rich chocolate Ovaltine with more vitamins and minerals than any other milk flavoring.
It's the Ovaltine made specially for kids. The one in the canister, not the jar.
Rich chocolate Ovaltine. Extra delicious. Extra nutritious. Available in the nutrition section of Walgreens.
This is AccuWeather meteorologist Dale Moeller. We'll have soaking rain overnight along with a gusty wind, the low 44. For tomorrow, periods of rain. It'll be breezy, the high 48. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night with a leftover shower or two, the low 38. Sunday, blustery and colder. Some snow flurries are possible. Temperatures will hold nearly steady around 38. Monday, mostly cloudy, windy and cold, the high near 40. I'm WBZ AccuWeather meteorologist Dale Moeller.
Dale Muller, that was an excellent report. Temperatures 50 degrees, and boy, is it ever raining. Zowie. Thank you very much. That's my comment, my in-depth comment on the weather.
Can you really afford the cost of a home security system? You'll need at least 2 exterior door protectors, an interior motion sensor, an interior sounder to help scare away the burglar, and a keypad to control everything. That could cost $395. But not when you call ADT. It's all just $195 installed, plus a monthly monitoring fee as low as $19.95. Call 1-800-982-3100 now and save $50 on annual monitoring. A one-time telephone connection required. ADT electronically monitors your home 24 hours a day. If anyone attempts to break in, emergency operators can notify the police. Call now for a free security review. There's no obligation. ADT has been guarding homes and businesses for over 100 years. Get this $300 value for just $195 and save $50 on annual monitoring. The offer ends soon. Call 1-800-982-3100 now. That's 1-800-982-3100.
Okay, I have to ask you that question again. Do you need Visa, MasterCard, a home, car loan, whatever, even a simple checking account? But because of a past record of yours that may have not been too great, you can't get all this credit? National Credit Group probably can help you. So don't be punished by an industry that primarily makes money by controlling the reporting of negative credit information. Call National Credit Group at 617-536-0639. If you're doing well now.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
I'm happy to report your credit is fantastic.
I mean, I can get a credit card. I can buy things on credit. I'm going to have plastic. I'm going to have a whole wallet full of plastic and everything.
Your credit is fine now, so now you can make it bad again.
Oh,
so
that's
you can run up a bill and proceed to get into debt and screw it all up again, so we have to fix it for you.
You are with the National Credit Group.
Yes, I am, sir.
Well, you're like saviors.
I was trying to call the office, but I forgot the number. Do you happen to have it there?
I do have the number of the National Credit Group. Why would you be calling the office? I thought I would call the office, but I don't need to. But anybody else who's in the same position that I am, whose credit really should be good now, and who's doing well, but who had bad credit in the past. A National Credit Group, I understand, is. See if this is true. I'll just sort of.
I'm a representative. I can tell you.
I'll pass this kind of through you. How do you say that? Not pass this through you. What do you say?
Pass it by me. Run it by me.
Run it by you. Yeah, run it by you.
Pass it through me. Run it by me.
My credit is good, but my English is not so swell. Okay. I understand that you could help remove misleading, inaccurate, unverifiable items permanently from my credit report.
All with the local anesthetic.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Late payments, charge-offs, collection accounts, possessions, or other negative information can be removed because my credit is good now.
We can make it all positive.
Because I'm earning a fantastic living at the moment.
Yep. We understand. We had that. We can't believe how much weekend, overnight radio hosts make.
They do, even for 2 nights a week.
Yep.
National Credit Group in Boston, which is your group, can get me started on my new financial future. I'm sorry. You were asking about a phone number to call?
Yeah. I'm trying to get.
You should know your. You should know your.
I know, but like I said, I forgot.
It's 617. That's the area code here.
536.
That's correct. 536-0639. 0639. Home office or telephone appointments are available also for my convenience. You don't need that because you work there.
Well, it doesn't say my... That was one of the record. You know, our credit didn't have to be good to get a job there.
Oh, I see. So your credit may be the Hagen of Aaron also, to use a financial term.
Sure.
Well, you can correct your bad credit, too, as I have, so you can apply for credit with confidence. Call National Credit Group 617...
you're not applying for credit. Let me hear you.
What?
We've taught you how to apply with confidence. Let me hear you.
Hi, it's 617-536-0639. That's 617-536-0639.
You, another case solved. Success.
I'm just so pleased. And now, back to the program, already in progress, sort of.
For news all day and talk all night, stay with WBZ Radio. Now, here's WBZ's Norm Nathan.
Hey, here's Norm Nathan. He's my kind of man. I listen to Norm Nathan every time I can. On WBZ in Boston, the Norm Nathan Show.
Time is 10 minutes after 4 o'clock. Okay, I'm ready to take phone calls.
If we only had any.
Yeah, the doctor is in. 254-1030, area code 617. Let's go to John up in Lowell. Hi, John.
Hey, I'll tell you what, this is almost instant radio. Hi, Norman.
Hello, John.
I just called and bingo.
No, you called at a good time because we just played the birthday game, which tied up all the lines.
And
they were all open.
Out.
They were all open, and you called at exactly the right moment.
Well, that's just exactly what I am, an exact person, Norm.
You are not only an exact person, but you're a person of timing, a person of taste, and a chivalrous individual.
Not according to my wife last night.
Oh, she gave you a bad time?
Well, no, we haven't talked in a long time.
You and your wife, or you?
Well, yeah, you and me and the wife, and me and you. We haven't spoken in a while.
I know we haven't. I know that. And you know how badly I felt?
Well, probably not as badly as I felt looking. We went out Christmas tree shopping last night.
Oh.
And with my wife, it's like going out with Lucy Ricardo when it comes to buying a Christmas tree. I mean, you know, it has to be just so. I mean, to me, it's either tall or short and fat. You know, it's not like, you know, you're going into a department store with different men's sizes. It's either, what do you want? You want something that goes to the ceiling, or do you want something that fills up 3/4 of the corner of the room over in, you know, in the left wall? And she drove the guy nuts, and we looked at about 300 Christmas trees. And, I mean, if I was a guy, I mean, it was a sharp little guy named Marty with a cigar, you know, a white owl hanging out of his mouth. And, you know, I would have said, hey, take a hike and go someplace else, you know. Well, my luck, there were 5 girls in her family. I had to get the alpha female, you know. So what's new, Norman?
Oh, it's going to be hard for me to top that. Not too much, actually. My life has been, in comparison with yours, it's been dreary.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, right about now, and the irony of the thing is, no, I did not come home with the 9-point buck on the roof of my car. We do not have a Christmas tree. We didn't get one last night.
Oh, yeah, I mean, of all those Christmas trees available, she'd never found one she liked.
We did not find one to her liking, you know. So today I'm going to a second-hand store, and I'm going to get one of those aluminum trees.
Oh, was she willing to?
Remember those back in the 60s?
I certainly do. They still sell them, don't they?
Well, no, the aluminum one, the one that they used to have the rotating green, yellow, white, blue light.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the real tacky one, that's what we're getting. The hell with it. I mean, you know, Christmas be damned. I'm going to do it my way now.
Okay.
But I haven't spoken with you for a while, and but I do listen, so...
I appreciate talking with you whenever you can make it, because I know even though there are times when you're terribly busy, you're still a nice person, and...
Well, no, actually, I work a lot of nights, Norm, so, you know, and especially in the weekend sometimes, so...
But you got to earn a lot of money to buy Christmas trees.
To buy Christmas trees, I know it, huh? I mean, what happened to that old pioneer spirit where people just, excuse me, hon, I'm going to go out and get supper and a Christmas tree. They just, you know, went out, put the shotgun on their shoulder and went out in the back, and the axe on the other shoulder, and went out and brought back a deer and a Christmas tree.
Let's go back to those days. You and I we could set a whole trend in that direction. We could be pioneers again, and we could lead other people to follow in our footsteps. if we really wanted to. Are you game for that, John?
No, Norman. My idea of roughing is going on vacation like to a Holiday Inn that doesn't have an ice machine on every floor, you know?
Golly jeekers, that was a lot of fun. Please check out the links in the description box to support the silly. Loads of credits to get to, so let's close the vault and leave this world a little sillier than we found it. For Children's Hospital, Liberty Tree Mall, Putting on a Clean Shirt, Waking Up the Neighbors, Baldwin and Steinway Pianos, Heritage Radio, George Shearing, Musical Charts, Yelling at Norm, Al Vega, the Perkins School for the Blind, Jazz and Classical Music, Moravian University, Sounds of the City, WRMC, Valkyrie, the Newfie, I, working for the National Credit Group, Non-Fancy Talk, Bic Pens, Watching the Stationery Store and It Doesn't Move, Szechuan, Cantonese, and Mandarin cooking at the Italian restaurant, Sidney Lefkowitz, live Westinghouse meteorological checks, Sticking with Your First Thoughts, Molly B, Peggy Lee, and Ruby D, 55, That's the Limit, Gary, Indiana, The Romance of Steel Ingots, Jack Benny, Riding the Range, Flags of the World with Tony and Jack, 76, That's the Spirit, Arthur Godfrey, Rising from the Dead, Norm's Hungarian Gypsy Princess Grandmother, Loose Leaf Reinforcers, Tootsie Pops, Norm Speaking Italian, Sophia Loren, World Monitor, Almost Never Getting the Cigar, Spittle, Abby Normal, Snappy Ad-libs, Keeping the Telephone Live and Hot, John Kerry Puns, Orts, The Electric Bowl of Peaches and the Banana Phone, Crowns and Ermine Robes, Premature Christmas Greetings, Stepping into a Breeze, The Bobs, Bob Aronson, Bob Coffey, and the Bob Hope of Canada, Robert from Everett, Piano Pat, Dale Moeller, Darrell Gould, Sid Whittaker, Neo-Danubian Jack Hort, and the secret lover of Sophia Loren, Nat Northen. I'm the cigarless Tony Nesbitt.
If it's simple, you can pick it up easy, but if it's more complicated, it takes a little while to do it.
I was just telling that to my dog Valkyrie just the other day, in those very words.